Hello and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Box Sports and Fitness. I'm Bill McLean and I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about one of my other out of the box sports that I've come to know and love over the years, and that would be monofin swimming. And I'm going to do a little gear talk with you about some of the monofins that I've used over the years. This first fin is a Finnis. It's made by an American, I guess they're an American company, Finnis. This particular fin I found by accident on a swimming website called Swim Outlet, and they were selling these, and I thought, well, I was actually on there, I think I was buying snorkels, or I don't even remember now. Pool fins in all likelihood. Well, in any case, came across this and I thought, well, yeah, let me just get one of those since it's on sale and just see what it's like. And from there, I found that I really enjoyed swimming, using a dolphin kick and the core movements and the technique of monofin swimming. And I was building up to where I could do regular 50-meter underwaters with this fin, multiple, maybe six per session, without a whole lot of difficulty. Whereas without the fin, at 25 meters, trying to do it in that kind of repetitions was tough. But it was a bridge fin, and it got me really loving swimming with the monofin. The next fin that I came across was this leader fin. Now the leader fin, it's a large, heavy. It's called a hyperfin, and you can always recognize a hyperfin because it has the wings. So these are hard rubber wings. They increase the stiffness, and they also increase the durability of the fin. It's less likely to chip along the edges. And this particular fin is made in Estonia, and Eastern Europe is where you see most of these manufacturers for the monofins. Ukraine is another big manufacturer of monofins. This actually came from Estonia, and I will say this, that leader fins, I bought it directly from the company. They got it here in a really reasonable amount of time. The price on this particular fin is that they make them in carbon fiber now. This is fiberglass, but the price on this fin, even since the time I bought it 4 years ago, is come down. So it's actually cheaper to get now. I just wanted to point out, if you notice the foot pockets, I mean, it's like having a shoe, and this is a tight fit, and it needs to be a tight fit. It's not something I'd recommend barefoot, and there's actually a sock I have here. So this particular sock is what I use with the monofin. Hot tip for this is it is very tight on the foot. It will cause a lot of chafing and blistering if you're not using some kind of foot protection. But silicone spray, that scuba silicone, or the stuff that's safe for human contact, you spray it on the sock. I spray it on the inside to get it on my foot, spray it on the outside, and I spray some on the inside of the foot pocket as well, and this fin will really go on much easier. But it gives you a tight fit, and the power transfer is outstanding. The other interesting thing about this particular fin, which you won't find with the training fin, is the angle of the foot is angled, and that does make for a more natural kick. And at the end of your monofin kick, you actually do a little flick with your foot, and the fin with the angle, it gives you that little extra push and a little extra speed, because you can do that flick because of the way the angle of the fin is. So that's the leader fin. This particular, you can see it says leader fin here, and this is the stiffness. So it comes in soft, medium, and hard. And I think there's a fourth stiffness. I think very extra hard even. I think this is the third stiffest blade. And you do need to have solid technique. You don't want to have a lot of knee bend with this fin, because it will put a lot of stress. If you bend your knees too much, it will stress those knees out. So just very little knee bend, and all of the work is coming from the core and that undulating movement of the dolphin kick. This is my strongest and my fastest fin, and probably still my favorite. I just wanted to show you, this is my wife's fin. This is another Finnis product, and if you can see the difference between this and the leader fin, you can see that it doesn't have that reinforcement here, the rubber reinforcement. So technically this is just a monofin. This is not considered a hyperfin. It does have some reinforced ridges here. It fits her well, and it's a little more flexible than the leader fin. Not a bad fin at all. Finnis makes them, and these are available in the U.S. So that's another option that's out there. But the one that gets the most comments and the most looks from people when I'm out there is this particular fin. This is called a Lunaset, and as you can see, the Lunaset actually is got two parts: the fin itself, and then the shoes, which you add separately. So when you buy this fin, you get the fin, but the shoes you have to get those. And this fin bolts right onto the bike shoes, so it's like being clipped in if you're a triathlete, or if you ride racing bikes. You know how your foot clips into the pedals. Well, this is basically what happens with this fin. You bolt these the fin itself right to the shoe, right to the plate of the shoe. So power transfer is very thorough. The stiffer the shoe, the stiffer the bike shoe, the better the power transfer is going to be. And this is a pretty good bike shoe. This is a pretty stiff bike shoe. It's made by Specialized. I don't know if you can see the bottom of it there. Specialized, and it has the ATOP closure system, so I get a very good fit on my foot with this, and excellent power transfer the way this is set up. The Lunaset set is rubber. It's designed, the term they use is biomimetic, which is to say it's supposed to simulate the tail of a dolphin or other aquatic mammal. The fin itself, the rubber parts are bolted onto the frame, both in the front and the rear bolts. It has a spring. It's spring loaded, and the tension is actually, you can adjust the tension. There's 3 pins that you can put in. I have it fully. This is its most stiff level with the 3 pins, but you can have 1 pin in there, and it'll be it's basically adjusting how this fin, the big leader fin, is always going to be a standard stiffness depending on which model you buy. This fin, you can adjust your stiffness depending on what you're doing. For me, the 3 pins works best. I like to have it stiffer. It gives me more thrust, more power, more speed. Although I did build up to that. Started with 1 pin, worked up to 2 pins, and now I've been swimming with 3 pins for quite a while. The other advantage of the Lunaset is if you're traveling, because you can unbolt this and take the shoes off, and you basically have a fin that will easily fit in your suitcase. And the difference between this and leader fin is this is less stress when you're using it on the surface. For the longer distance swims, I think there's definitely less. It's less painful, and I think that the fact that the shoe itself probably a little more comfortable in the foot pocket. So as far as for long distances, maybe not as much power, but I think a lot more comfort when you're going those longer distances. More than say a mile or so. This is where you want to be. Well, that'll wrap it up for this episode. talking about the monofins. In the next episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about bifins and some of the other gear that I use in the free diving and open water swimming world that I live in. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.